And this just in, reports from the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, say a petroleum depot located in the Apapa area of Lagos has just exploded, spreading to a two-story building and and three-story building. Residents of Edmore Street by Wilmer Crescent, Olodi Apapa, are worried that more buildings may be affected. They're calling on all relevant agencies to move in and check the situation. Once again, NEMA says a petroleum depot located in the Apapa area of Lagos has just exploded, spreading fire to a two-story and a three-story building. Residents are worried the fire may spread further. On to politics. Ahead of the November 16 governorship election in Anambra State, the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Babangida Tukur, has given the assurance that the reconciliation efforts of the party's National Working Committee will translate into victory at the polls. At a meeting with the Federal Capital Territory chapter of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Mr. Tukur noted that the party will continue to provide a level playing ground for all its members to ensure justice and fair play.
My one of cardinal principle here is reconciliation without any confrontation. So anybody who is not happy, we bring him back to the family. PDP is a family. That's all what the best I said to them. I told them about Anambra. I say I want to win Anambra because that's my rebuilding the party. I say in equity and justice. You know what equity mean? Mean in fact, these people, who are members, the majority of members in Anambra are PDP members. You need to allow equity. You need to allow justice.
Meanwhile, the Holy Trinity ground in Onitsha, the commercial town of Anambra, came alive today as thousands of supporters of the All Progressives Congress and residents turned out to witness the official flag-off of the governorship campaign, a rally of the party. The event was also attended by the national leader of the party, Mr. Bola Tinubu, the interim national chairman, Bisi Akonde, the governors of Imo, Edo, and Ekiti states. The APC governorship candidate, Senator Chris Ngige, told the gathering that he intends to create an economic revolution through massive industrialization, infrastructural and educational development. On his part, Mr. Tinubu said he was optimistic that the achievements made so far in other APC-controlled states will enhance the party's chances at winning the November 16 governorship election.
There's no basis for comparison between Ngige and all other candidates. There is no basis for comparison.
November 16 will determine whether you will be cancelled. If you want to be local government chairman, November 16 will determine whether you will be local government chairman. House of Assembly, House of Representatives, Senator, Deputy Governor, Minister, whatever you want, President, Vice President, November 16.
I'll take a break from politics now to focus on security. The Kaduna State Police commanders banned political rallies and social gatherings in the state, except a duly certified clearance is obtained from the police. The action was taken at the end of the weekly Security Council meeting. The Commissioner of Police in the state, Mr. Olufemi Adenaike, who briefed journalists at the end of the meeting, explained that the ban will remain in force until further notice. This is coming after the bloody clash by some hoodlums who tried to disrupt Northern Youth Summit in Kaduna on Saturday.
It's the center of the north, and as a result, everybody from all the northern states come in here to do rallies. And most of the time, they bring problems to us. So we are saying that they can equally do it in their states for some time. Let us have a peace that we so much want. Let them do it in their own states and leave us alone for some time.
To medical matters now. If the initiative to create a special funding for health facilities sees the light of day, then Nigeria's health sector may be set for a major transformation. The President has pledged that the federal government will fully explore the option of creating a special intervention fund to facilitate the rapid establishment of more centers of medical excellence across the country. Addressing the delegation from the Nigerian Medical Association, President Goodluck Jonathan described as creative the idea of a special fund that will give low-interest loans for the establishment of state-of-the-art medical facilities. The President added that he was determined to do all within his powers to resolve all issues that lead to labor disputes and strikes in the medical and education sectors. Meanwhile, the longer wait for a malaria vaccine may be nearing an end as foremost British drug maker GlaxoSmithKline is awaiting approval for the world's first malaria prevention vaccine next year, after trial data show this shot significantly cut cases of the disease in African children. After 18 months of follow-up, the vaccine, known as RTS-S, was found to have almost half the number of malaria cases in young children in the trial, and to have reduced by around a quarter the number of malaria cases in infants. GSK, which has been developing the vaccine for 3 decades, said in a statement that the company intends to submit a regulatory application to the European Medicines Agency in 2014. It says already the World Health Organization has indicated it may recommend use of the RTS-S vaccine from as early as 2015 if EMA drugs regulators back GSK's license application. Malaria kills hundreds of thousands of people a year, mainly babies, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, and scientists say an effective vaccine is key to attempts to eradicate it. Coming closer home now, it appears the National Association of Resident Doctors is prepared to continue the industrial action it had embarked on 8 days ago until its demands are met. This assertion was made by the president of the association, Lagos Teaching Hospital Chapter, Dr. Emeka Ogwu, when Channels Television visited some hospitals in Lagos to assess the state of the strike.
The strike continues and the nation waits with fingers crossed. And for the resident doctors, there's no giving up on their quest for better training and speedy regularization of the integrated personnel and payroll information system, among other demands. The president at LUS chapter, Dr. Emeka Ogwu, supports their stance by saying that quality training and equipment are key to stemming the tide of patients going abroad for treatment.
We expect that due to the urgency and priority that should be accorded issues that are affecting provision of healthcare, we expected these issues to have been addressed before now. We talk about billions of naira being spent by Nigerians traveling for care, and it's important for us, the doctors in Nigeria, to also be properly trained as those that are trained elsewhere.
Though resolute in its demands, the association assures the public that the welfare of the patients remains uppermost in the minds of the striking doctors.
When the crash occurred, our members were available, and all of them, in fact, we are providing services, emergency care everywhere.
Although it was gathered that some doctors were at work at the Lagos State Teaching Hospital, the effect of the strike is still being felt, in some cases acutely.
I came this week now. I've not seen any doctors for now.
Please, I need doctors around to attend to my husband. He's seriously in pain.
Management has ensured that the strike did not or has not brought the hospital to a standstill. And we have consultants in the different specialties who have been seeing the patients.
Everybody agrees that the patient is the most important factor in all of this. Whether the attention they receive from the few doctors on duty will make any impact remains to be seen.
Well, a major disaster may have been averted after a tanker exploded in the early hours of today at a gas plant in the Lekki area of Lagos. A fire at a plant located around a residential estate at Sangotedo along Ajah Road was reportedly started by suspected vandals at about 5 in the morning. Spokesperson for the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Mr. Ibrahim Fariloye, told Channels Television the 3 people were severely burned in the blaze and have been rushed to hospital. The identity of the victims is yet to be established. According to NEMA officials, the Lagos State Fire Service was able to contain the fire before it spread, but the stricken tanker was badly damaged while other vehicles parked nearby suffered minor damage. The suspected vandals gained access into the gas plant's premises after they broke through its rear fence. Now, it is the height of the rainy season, and with every downpour, flooding is always imminent anywhere in the country. In Kogi State, another flood threat has been let loose with the release of water from the Jeba hydroelectricity dam. The state government has, however, warned those living in flood-prone areas to relocate to the nearest designated camp in their community. Deputy Governor of Kogi State, Mr. Yomi Awoniyi, told journalists in Lokoja, the state capital, that government is taking steps to prevent a repeat of the devastating floods of last year.
We got a formal written alert from the Jeba Hydroelectric PLC company telling us categorically that water has been released and we should be expecting a cascade of water that could lead to our shoreline being breached by this water. And they were quite clear that we must do all what we need to do to advise the communities along the banks of the River Niger and Benue that they should take remedial steps to make sure they don't suffer this flood. I'm calling on everybody. We have been sensitizing our people now for the past 8 months about the possibility of this flood. But I can tell you now that with the release and the warning from Jeba, we need to take this very, very seriously. People should please start preparing to go to the camps established or go to their relatives in the meantime, especially those in the low-lying areas.